Hello, my name is Tariq Ramadan, and today I'll be presenting my Code of Ethics presentation. I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. First of all, the Code of Ethics was created by the National Society of Professional Engineers, also known as NSPE. And the NSPE was created in 1934 with one goal in mind: to create an organization to protect engineers, build public recognition, and stand against unethical practices and inadequate compensation. Moving forward, as I said before, the NSPE also created the Code of Ethics, which you can see here now. And the Code of Ethics was created to ensure that engineers have a set of guidelines to follow when engaging in providing services. Now, these guidelines are to ensure that engineers keep the public's health and safety as the number one priority, and make sure that engineers do not engage in mischievous or unlawful acts that do not adhere to the highest principles of ethical conduct. Now, I'm going to go into two cases that go specifically into the Code of Ethics and talk about how a few engineers have broken the Code of Ethics. The first case is case number 80-4, and in this specific case, we have three engineering firms, A, B, and C. Now, A and C are competing against each other to get approved for a project that was created by a government agency. However, A and C cannot be approved until they have a specific set of qualifications that they do not have. However, engineering firm B has this specific qualification that A and C need. With that being said, A spoke to B and they created a joint venture for this project so they can get approved. However, later on, C spoke to B and also created a joint venture with B as well. However, in this specific case, engineering firm B actually broke a couple codes of the Code of Ethics because it failed to clarify to A or C that it was in a joint venture with either companies. With that being said, engineering firm B actually broke a couple codes in section 1, parts 3 through 6 in the Code of Ethics. More specifically, they failed to issue a public statement about the services or joint venture they are engaging with. In addition to that, they did not act truthfully amongst their employers or clients. Furthermore, they engaged in deceptive acts by not clarifying to A or C that they are in a joint venture with either company. And lastly, they did not conduct themselves in an honorable way when engaging with other companies. Moving on to case number 2, which is case number 17-3. In this specific case, we have two engineers, A and B. Engineering A specializes in forensic engineering, while B specializes in construction. They were both sent to a residence that was caught on fire due to arson. And they were both specifically told to look at a 15-foot wooden beam and see if it's still able to be used. So, engineering A, being the expert in this field, went ahead and noticed that the 15-foot wooden beam was actually charred and could tell it was set on fire. However, engineer B said, hey, let's just ignore that and let's go ahead and just put it back to use. It looks like it's good. However, engineer A did not agree with this and began to do more research and realized that it was too burned, and it was supporting the second floor, a bathroom, and it was also supporting the ceiling. And after further research, engineer A also determined that it was not structurally sound to support all three rooms that it was supporting. Therefore, with further research, engineering A decided that it should not be used and is inadequate to be in this specific environment. However, engineer B ignored that and believes it is still able to be used in a specific residence. Now, in this specific case, engineer B actually broke a couple codes in the Code of Ethics because he is disagreeing with engineer A, who believes that the piece of wood should not be used because it is burned and is not structurally sound, while engineer B is ignoring this and saying that it's able to be used. Now, in this specific case, engineer B actually broke a few codes in section 1, specifically parts 4 through 6. Parts 1 through 2. Now, engineer B broke parts 1 through 2, which are specifically, he did not hold the public safety to his number one standard, therefore endangering future residents in that household. In addition to that, he did not perform services that were in his area of competence, because engineer A specializes in forensic engineering, while engineer B does not. He specializes in construction. Therefore, he has no room to speak on this specific topic and is engaging in services that are not within his competence. And it is important to have the NSPE Code of Ethics because, as I said in these last two cases, there are men engineers who follow mischievous and unlawful acts that can endanger the health and safety of the public. So with the Code of Ethics, we need it because it's necessary for engineers to follow a set of guidelines and have an ethical conduct that would adhere to the highest principles of the society. Thank you very much.